Hi, I'm Joe Foster. Welcome to the advanced martial art of Kenjute. Let's talk about real fights, the video series. In this particular video, we're going to take a look at balance and how it can affect the way you perform in self-defense and how you can use balance to affect the outcome of your adversary. So let's take a look. Balance. A lot of times in the martial arts, beginners, when they're learning a skill, it looks awkward when they're doing it because they don't have balance in the delivery or execution of a basic technique. What do I mean by that? Mr. Drop goes back into a fighting horse. Midpoint balance, if you can visualize this, there's a pole that runs through the top of your head, down your spine, and out the bottom into the ground. That pole wants to remain upright in the delivery and execution of your skills as much as possible. So correctly, when he pivots and throws a punch, if he was fighting here and he pivots and throws a punch at me, if you notice, his back is straight up and down through the ground, back is erect. That's very important, all right? Because in this position here, if he throws a punch and he leans forward as he's punching, he loses stability and it's really easy to counter those actions. Okay, same thing facing the camera. So he's in the fighting horse. Balance is not only upright front to back, but it's also side to side. Correctly, when he shifts and throws the punch, you can see that his back is straight, the pole is straight up and down through the center of his body. That is midpoint balance. A lot of times the beginner will throw the punch and lean slightly off. So he throws the punch, you'll see him do this. He's reaching too far and suddenly he's lost that balance. Not only does he lose power, but he loses stability. We can use that to our advantage. For example, if he has his right side forward facing me, and maybe he goes to throw a punch at my head with a jab from this position and he's reaching too far, he's overextended himself. This is a basic concept in battle, whether it's individual or entire armies fighting. You don't overextend yourself without being able to protect your, what we call supply lines. Because if he reaches too far to come and get me here, I have a lot of simple counters out of this. He's already off balance, so I can come over top and do something to him. I can, if he's reaching too far, his arm's extended, so it's easy to snap. If he comes too far as well, I can work the bottom and sweep the foot and take him to the ground as well. Conversely, that's overreaching this way, losing his balance. If he leans away, maybe I'm in a position like this way and he leans away as I'm coming towards him, from here it's actually very easy from this position because he's lost his balance point to do something simple like a takedown, okay? Or I could do the same idea. If he's leaning away again, that means all the weight's gone onto his back leg, so I can sweep this foot and take him to the ground as well. So midpoint balance is important for you as a martial artist, not to overreach or go off angle too far either way and stay there for an elongated period of time. In a short period of time, it's okay if it's just a quick counter, maybe something like riding where the guy throws a punch, you ride away to go get him. To correct that, what he would do is what's called a step drag. So if he's fighting me, rather than reach forward to throw the reverse punch, he would move his entire body so he does a step drag with a punch. That way, he's maintained the entire force of his body, moving it forward and not overreaching. So that's examples of why you need to keep midpoint balance. Now, in self-defense for us, if we can disturb his balance, that helps us immensely. In fighting, a lot of people headhunt, a lot of people aim for the face. But whether it's striking techniques or manipulation skills, if you can control his head, the head of the guy, you can control where he goes. What do I mean by that? Well, maybe he's got me something like a bear hug. From this position here, we have techniques that we do where we break his ears, go into his eyes, and so on. But if I have a hold of his head and I turn his head like a steering wheel, I've disturbed his balance. So it's actually pretty easy to take him to the ground. An example of that as a beginner technique, if he's here and he stepped with the right foot, right hand shut, a punch at my or push at my shoulder like that, or punch, doesn't matter. I can slip it, get behind him, do this, and this is what's called anchoring. You drop your elbows deep into his shoulder blades, and that puts him off balance. From here, there's not a lot he can do. I could just let go of him and he would fall. Or the actual technique. This is beginner technique. The push comes, so you're going to slip it, anchor him, take him to the ground, roll him over, and then you can control him. So that's a way, if you want to grab that, that's a way you can control the guy by moving his head through height, depth, and width to disturb his balance. You can also disturb his balance at the lower end. For example, reversing steel, one of the higher techniques. He comes with the backswing knife. So I'm going to step in deep with a modified universal block like this, blocking at or above the elbow, of course. Because if I block below, he'll bend his elbow and just do that, or he just would simply pull back and slash my arms. That's bad. By blocking at or above here, and I've disturbed his balance already by doing what's called here a knee buckle, I'm above his elbow, and this is trapped underneath, so it's hard for him to pull that arm back. It's trapped. From here, I secure, elbow the guy in the face. Here's what I mean about disturbing the balance at the lower end. Simply by dragging my foot this way, he's already off balance, throw him to the ground, and then do whatever it is I want to do to him. Okay, watch again. Do it from this side. So the backswing comes in, intersect. That's the beginning of disturbing the balance there. Here's the elbow to the jaw, re-grab. Watch this little disturb right there, drop and throw from this position. Step in hard, snap the elbow, cut down, cut up into the jaw here, and then I would continue with a higher version of the move if I choose to. Okay? So that's physical balance and disturbing the balance. What about emotional? Well, you know, a lot of times people get in your face. That's a bad idea. Never let somebody get this close to you in your face. Remember that? If you can, you keep that distance. The critical distance we talked about in a previous tactical video. All right. Also, never standing square with your center line like, oh, I'm so tough. Oh, that, if you do that, you're an idiot. Okay? Stay away from the guy. Protect your center line. Get your hands up while you're talking. Anyway, verbally or emotionally disturbing his balance. People get, you know, they're so focused on trying to kill you like they're some kind of psycho dude. Why don't you wink at him? He'll go, what? Or to get that little hesitation going on, blow him a kiss. Watch what happens, okay? Other types of things that you can do, you know, if the guy's really in your face and he's giving you a hard time, look away, then look back. By looking away, he thinks maybe I've got a buddy over here. And when I look away and he looks away, bam, that's when you go. That's when you would hit him, okay? So we can use cues to disturb the balance. I spent a long time working in a bar, managing security, involved in thousands and thousands of removals and hundreds of fights. The number of times I had people come up and verbally challenge me, I could disturb their balance simply by sidestepping the conversation. This is a pretty common thing that you hear. Person comes up, do you know who you're messing with? Do you know who you're messing with, right? Do you know who you're messing with? And then the next line usually came, do you know who I am? So here he comes, do you know who I am? What's my response? Well, my response would be, well, don't you know who you are? What? Yeah, that's exactly what happens. What? What do you mean, don't you know? Well, I know who I am. Well, that's not what you said. What you said was, do you know who I'm, do you know who you're messing with? Do you know who I am? Simple response. Well, don't you know who you are? That hesitation point creates an opening emotionally for you to respond, fight or flight. So those are some tactical principles you can apply in how to disturb the balance of your opponent and how you can maintain your balance in self-defense. So as we wind up this video, we would like you to remember, please, to like, share, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, do all of those things that help us grow together. We enjoy bringing these videos to you. We don't mind sharing, but be responsible with this information. It's very, very important. And in your community, make sure you stay safe. Thanks for watching.